Zoo Boys, Chapter 14, Part A, On the Rage. Their young minds were on full alert as some type of very large hound's or werewolf's arms reached in and past the bars of the cage. Dave noticed they could only reach in to a certain depth. He informed his friends, "Stay in the center! Stay in the center! They can't reach us if we stay in the center!" Then he noted, "Why are their eyes so red?" John added, "And glowing." Jeremy chastised them. "That's not helping, guys." The threatening teeth and jaws bashed up against what was the boys' safe haven. Ronnie said, "I hope they bust out all their teeth onto steel bars." Jeremy yelled, "They're iron bars and they're bending the bars. They're gonna break in." Bam! Creak! The bars were bending. The sound waves of the villainous, vicious growls shook the atmosphere like rolling, roaring thunder. Ronnie, almost unable to utter a word, yelled out, "Throw them some snacks!" Bam, bam, bam! The hits were getting harder and stronger. With each blow, the boys were getting coated with their saliva. "We have no more snacks," Jeremy answered. Dave asked John, "What you got?" Dave's question jarred John's brain, which for the past few seconds couldn't think of anything but how these tyrants were out for their lives. John was clutching his backpack. He unzipped every pouch and pocket, turned it upside down, and shook it hard, spilling out everything. He picked up a few things and started handing each of his friends something different. As the tools, supplies, and the rest of limited trail mix food flowed out of Johnny's bag, the boys filled each hand with something. Ronnie noted, "Hey, there are 4 of us, and each of us have 2 arms. We are the 8-armed monster now." Dave led the assault. "Throw it all. Whatever you got, throw it. John, you keep giving us stuff. Throw whatever he gives you. Who are the big bad dogs now?" They all shouted together, "We are!" Ronnie was handed a loaded flare gun. He threw it before realizing it would have been better to shoot it. He was pretty sure the other boys didn't seem to notice. They were too busy under attack and fending for their own lives. Just then, Dave shouted at John, "Where is the flare gun?" Ron said nothing. As they threw the last few things in their arsenal, they wondered how nothing seemed to deter these mutants. The other boys' backpacks were taken by the creatures thirsting for blood. The boys weren't able to see all the damage that was done just outside of their cell. They couldn't see past the bars. Dave noticed the flare gun laying on this side of the rails. He knew he couldn't grab it. He knew he couldn't grab it without being attacked. It was well within the reach of the beast. He shouted, "The flare gun!" One of the rancid dogs steamed his breath toward the boys. The moist stench reached the boys' nostrils. They shrunk back, closed their eyes, and held their breaths. In that very moment, they heard 3 resounding booms. Boom! Boom! John wondered if the dog ate the flare gun and somehow it set off in his mouth or belly, but there was more than one explosion. Out of pure frustration, Dave was preparing himself to storm toward the door no matter what. Ronnie began to try and pray. Jeremy pictured the roof of the hut falling in. John searched his own brain for a resolution, a solution. He pulled up his shirt over his head in an attempt to mask his face. They tried opening their tear-filled eyes while coughing uncontrollably. Thick black and gray clouds rolled in around them. As the ringing in their ears persisted and the smoke slowly cleared, they looked through tears to see just the silhouette of something that looked like Bigfoot standing in the front doorway. Then, although their hearing was still muted, they heard, "The dog's dead, lad." Everything was still for a few seconds. All four boys searched their minds and imaginations. In his own head, John was trying to translate what he heard. "The dogs are all dead, lads." Sounds German. Maybe Irish? Dave was ready to somehow fight this new enemy that he was sure wanted to eat them. Ronnie covered his pocket that housed Tina. He continued to just say to himself, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Jeremy wondered how the creature knew how to speak. It sounded like some type of a spoken language, not a growl or a grunt. John spoke up, his voice almost robotic. He said his words loud and slow, as if trying to get this alien to understand the words coming out of his mouth. "Hello? Hell-oh! We are nice. We come in peace." He realized how dumb that was, but wasn't sure how else to get this thing to understand them, or if it was even able to. Jeremy tried next. "We are meaning you no harm." Dave gave Jer a shove, then gave a go at communicating with the creepy Frankenstein-looking shadow. "I am Dave. You are dead if you try to harm us, you mother trucker." John shoved Dave. "Oh, good Dave, real nice, warm and welcoming. I swear I will kill him. He's only got 4 limbs. We beat 8 already, 2 times." Ronnie whispered, "That's 16 all total, really. I mean, if we're counting." Jeremy came between John and Dave before things went into from just being verbal to physical. Dave had a tendency to jump straight into a fist fight. While their focus was on arguing with each other, the figure grew larger as it approached. From behind them, Ronnie spoke just above a whisper, "Guys?" The monster moved forward, slowly and methodical. The heavy smoke curled in the air, wrapped up, around, and then was forced into a twist and twirl behind it. The physical traits of this monstrosity became clear. All but Ronnie was missing its big reveal. He coughed out the same warning, "Guys? Guys?" The other 3 were still giving each other heat while the smoke screen cleared around them continued to gradually... The other 3 were still giving each other heat while the smoke screen air around them continued to gradually dissipate, enough for Ronnie to clearly see all the giant beings' features. All Johnny could say was, "Hi." The threats the other boys made toward each other finally came to rest as the mysterious character on the other side of the bars simply replied, "Aye." It reached for the latch and unhinged it. The door creaked as it opened. It spoke again. On to Part B.